Fieldwork research is a way of learning by doing. It is more than collecting data. It is a process of entering communities, building trust, and slowly uncovering the layers and meanings in people's lives. In this video, we will explore the main stages and key practices of fieldwork. Fieldwork follows a sequence of stages. It begins with setting intentions, where we clarify the theme, purpose, and scope of our inquiry. Next comes preparation, gathering background information and selecting the field site and participants. Entering the role means reflecting our own identity and how it shapes interactions. Building relationships allow us to gain trust with the informants, including key figures who share deeper knowledge. Gathering data is about collecting first-hand evidence and engaging in conversations. Finally, deepening the research involves organizing what we have learned and continuing to stay connected with the community. Part 3. When narrowing down a topic, one useful approach is the principle of addition and subtraction. Addition draws our attention to people, events, or objects that appear repeatedly, suggesting underlying patterns in the community. Subtraction highlights what is missing, what is not said or seen, which can reveal hidden structures. Locals often notice what is familiar, while outsiders more easily see what is absent. Together, addition and subtraction help us focus our efforts and sketch the outline of the field. Part 4. Preparation also means thinking carefully about people and places. We might meet specific individuals in formal locations such as a village leader in a government office. Sometimes encounters happen more casually, such as meeting a returning youth at a temple. We may also observe ordinary people in a special setting, like parents at a school or a mother in a marketplace. And finally, we can learn from everyday interactions with non-specific groups in public spaces, such as shoppers in a market. Each combination opens up different possibilities for gathering insights. Part 5. Our own physical characteristics influence how we are perceived in the field. Gender is one example. In Taiwan, most communities are patriarchal, though some indigenous groups are matrilineal. Knowing the gender dynamics of a place helps us decide whether to focus on men, women, or both when exploring a research topic. Part 6. Social identities matter just as much. How we present ourselves shapes the kind of responses we perceive. People may give surface-level answers or share deeper knowledge depending on how much they trust us. The time we spend in the field is also crucial. A short stay only reveals the surface, while long immersion allows us to see beneath it. Part 7. Fieldwork depends on relationships. General informants provide a broad picture of the community through everyday information. Key informants, however, are those we build strong trust with. They can share knowledge in depth, even sensitive information. Balancing both breadth and depth strengthens the reliability of what we learn. Building relationships in fieldwork is like holding an ice cream cone. The wide opening at the top is made of many weak ties, ordinary community members who give us the breadth of knowledge. The narrow tip at the bottom is formed by a few strong ties, trusted key informants who provide depth. To do good research, we need both, the broad scoop at the top and the dense tip at the bottom. Expanding and maintaining this cone allows us to hold more ice cream, more understanding of the community. Part 8. The heart of fieldwork is first-hand material, evidence that's not yet filtered or interpreted by others. This can be family genealogies, temple records, account books from old shops, photographs or diaries. Such as material often require trust and strong social ties before people are willing to share them. Part 9. Alongside documents, we also rely on people's voices. Formal interviews are structured, focused, and usually last 40 to 60 minutes. Preparing questions in advance shows respect for the interviewee. Informal conversations, on the other hand, happen naturally in daily life. During community events or casual encounters, these require sensitivity, flexibility, and experience since the context is less predictable. Part 10. After the first round of data collection, it is important to organize the material and reflect on emerging themes. At the same time, relationships with the community must be maintained. By balancing analysis with ongoing connection, researchers achieve deeper and more meaningful results. Part 11. Fieldwork can take different forms. Short-term fieldwork have clear goals but limited time, which makes it harder to gather and complete data. Long-term fieldwork provide more time and a broader scope. Studying one's hometown over many years allows for the most complete understanding, combining both breadth and depth. Part 12. A simple but powerful tool for organizing information is the 5W1H method. It asks, who was involved? What happened? When did it take place? Where did it occur? Why did it happen? And how was it carried out? This framework keeps observation structured and comprehensive. Part 13. To go further, researchers look at both context and networks. Context is the background, history, culture, and society. That gives meaning to events. Networks are the connections and interaction among people, ideas, and objects, showing how events spread across boundaries. Together, they allow us to see outward links, as well as inward depth. Part 14. Fieldwork is more than recording information. It is a journey of learning and understanding through practice. It requires a trust-building, careful observation, and critical self-reflection. Beyond surface-level facts, researchers develop an investigative mindset, think ethically, and interpret findings from multiple perspectives. Part 15. Our project was the result of teamwork. Some members focused on explaining the stages of investigation, while others prepared the background materials and selected the field sites. Other groups worked on entering the role and building relationships. We also had members responsible for video editing and artistic design, while others wrote the introduction and gathered keywords. By dividing the responsibilities in this way, we were able to bring different parts together into a complete piece of work. Part 16. Fieldwork reminds us that knowledge comes from people, places, and relationships. It asks us to observe with care, listen with humility, and reflect deeply on what we encounter. Thank you for joining us on this journey into practices and stages of fieldwork.